have to get this out right now because it's heavy on my heart. So excuse the fact that I'm driving. But this is for my people that's in the entertainment industry. I get asked a lot of questions about my whereabouts in the entertainment industry all the time, because if you know me, then you know that I'm an entertainer. I'm a singer, aside from teaching. But I get asked questions a lot, like, why am I not doing certain things, or why am I not at a certain place in my music career? And the number one question that still stands is, what are you willing to give up to go where you want to go? And you have to know whether or not you're willing to compromise your morals in order to get to where you're going. And if you know me, which, you know, I'm sure most of you looking at this video won't, but some of you do, you know that I'm not compromising who I am and what I believe for anybody. I won't compromise in order to make it. I am okay with not being in a certain space because of what is required to be there. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a couple of examples, but this one in particular. I was signed to an agency, and when I was going through the contract phase, it asks you like a series of questions. You know, your religion, you know, are you or are you not willing to, you know, do scenes that has nudity, lesbian scenes, you know, things like that. And so they know what are the guidelines, what are your morals, what are your boundaries that you're gonna set. Now, of course, I knew walking into that was going to kind of narrow, you know, the types of roles that I was getting. I was signed for acting and modeling, and I knew that was going to narrow, you know, some things down, because the entertainment industry isn't tailored for certain beliefs. It's not tailored for certain morals. And that just is what it is. So I was signed to this agency. I filled out my contract. I, you know, checked off my do's and my don'ts, what I'm willing to do and what I'm what I'm not willing to do. And I found myself getting auditions for everything that I said I didn't want to do. And so I was like, so did y'all not read my contract, or do you just not care? So never got that answer, but I had to make a decision. Obviously, this agency does not have my best interests, and the industry doesn't even really care. The industry doesn't care. They just, you know, I have this opening. Is it going to be you, or is it going to be somebody else? And if I wasn't strong within myself, i.e. not needing validation, i.e. not having a thirst to make it, I would have compromised. I would have I declined. I never went on any of those auditions. I declined them. And my agent didn't even reach out to ask why I was even declining those auditions. Usually they will. But they didn't. I didn't, you know, I didn't make a big deal out of it, because then at that point I knew that this is not the place for me. This is not the family for me. And I ended up leaving. Another instance, musically related, I can't count on my hand how many times people have told me the type of music that I should be making in order to be famous, or in order for people to like me. I've been often told, after somebody will listen to my music, they'll be like, okay, yeah, that's like, you sound really good, but you're not gonna go nowhere if you're not talking about sex. First of all, I already know that. Secondly, I'm not trying to go where sex music is taking people, you know? So I'm okay. I know I went to school for business. I know how it goes. Entertainment business specifically. I know how it goes. I know how to make money off my music. I am completely okay with where I am and not compromising. I will not compromise. My compromise is not the same as your compromise. And your compromise is not the same as somebody else's. You may be okay with doing certain things, but whatever it is, don't compromise. Whatever your boundaries are, whatever your morals are, do not compromise in order to get to where you think you need to be. Because if you have to compromise yourself to get there, that's not the place for you. That's not where you're supposed to be. So wherever I am not right now, because of the fact that I didn't compromise, that wasn't the place for me. I'm gonna always be where I'm supposed to be, because I'm gonna make sure of it. I'm not gonna be anywhere where I feel uncomfortable, where I feel like I had to give up pieces of myself to be there. I'm not doing it. It's not worth it. Just so 1,000 people can know my name? No, I'm not doing it. And you shouldn't do it either. I want to encourage you, whoever you are, whatever your boundaries are, stick to them. If you are signed to an agent, if you are signed to a record label, if you are trying to do something, you got management, if they do not honor your morals, your boundaries, your guidelines, that's not the place for you. Do not compromise yourself.